Hi, my name is Priyankush Kumar, and today I will speak that about the 12 sources. I will speak one of them. Firstly, the first one is the criminal civilization in as crime. The introduction to the civilization. The civilization is a thing. If a group of members, like a huge group of members, go to the other countries and take their sources from them and implement their own laws according to their choice to the other countries' people, it is called the civilization. Civilization can be divided into two parts. First is explosion, and the second is civilization of settlers. In the first, they do what they take the sources of other countries and make people slaves, use the indigenous people of that country as the slaves. In the second question, it is the settlers. What they do, they just settle in that countries, take the sources, and implement their own language, culture, all that kind of stuff. The explosion happened in India as they used Indian people as the slaves. They didn't give them the food and all that kind of stuff. What they did, they just harvested some other crops rather than foods. Indian people died by the starvations, because all the wheat and rice was sold to the China as the trade, and they earned a lot of profit from them. But the Indian people died uh, because of what it is called, I forgot the word. uh, because of the less food in the India. The second one is the civilization of settlers. Yeah, according to that, it happened in Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia. They settled there, and the people of indigenous people of that country were not allowed to speak their own language, and they were not allowed to follow their culture. Indeed, they instead they had to follow the culture, and had to speak the language of the country, of the civilizations groups. As we watched the We Were Children movie, in the We Were Children movie, indigenous people were not allowed to speak their Indian language. Indeed, they had to speak the civilizations countries language, and if they spoke the other language, they had to face a lot of punishments. They were also beaten to the death, and that all kind of stuff is in the civilization. In the civilization, they implement their own laws, and they implement their laws according to their choice, and they considered a good thing as a crime, like following our own culture and speaking our own language is a good thing. But if we speak that in the civilization, then it is crime, and we can also get the death sentence. In that kind of situations, we can also be bitten to the death. It also happened in the Mau Mau, where people fought against that thing. But what happened? It almost 80,000 people dead in the Kenya. Uh, they were dragged from behind the vehicles. They were separated from their children and women. They faced a lot of injustice. But it was the part of the criminal, it was the part of the civilization. It was not considered crime on that time. So it these kind of all the things are the civilizations. The civilization also happened in America, where where black people had to do the slavery work as a punishment of any crime which was considered crime according to the Britishers on that time. uh, in the New Zealand, Australia, almost all the same things happened. So this is the introduction of the criminalization, where they consider good thing as a crime and bad thing as the law system, and they just justify their things as as they call people of indigenous as inferior. And they think that they thought that they were not using the natural sources, so it was used by the civilization. Thank you very much.